Okay, so thank you very much for coming. Can you just say for the beginning a few words about who you are, what you're doing, and introduce yourself?
One of the things that I do professionally is to speaking at conventions to help participants do better connections, human connections for nowadays conventions. So I help them do proper networking and follow up after the convention.
So, and what do you think about the IBTM this year?
IBTM is growing and it's very good, and people can do very good connections here and very good networking, but they need to do the proper work and they need to do the follow-up and they need to come well prepared.
So can you give few tips for the people coming, for example, to IBTM, or even for people going to a meeting, what they should do, what are the must and what are the don'ts?
One thing that's a must, some people think I should bring business cards. And of course you need to bring business cards, but you can forget your business cards and survive. What you cannot forget is your self-introduction. You need to have a one sentence that introduces, when you meet someone for the very first time, you tell this sentence and they remember you, they remember what you do.
And what you shouldn't do?
What you shouldn't do is forget to follow up, forget to keep in touch with the people you met. When you go back to your office, you'll have 50 different things that will be waiting for you to do. So you need to do the follow-up. The best way to do the follow-up is to schedule already some time in the diary. If it's in your diary, you might do it. If not, you might not do it. When you put some time, for instance, to go to EIBTM, you already put some extra hours on the days after the conference where you do the follow-up and you send the information you said you would send to people you just met, etc. You need to nurture the relationships. Relationships are much more than just business card exchanges.
And with the technology growing so fast in the meeting industry, are there any particular techniques or particular, I don't know, applications for mobile which will help you with that?
Yes, as I say in my book, I'll leave you my book, Connecting Forward. There's technology is very good, and the technology that we always use is our brain, and our brain's been the same for 150,000 years. Despite the greatest technology we have, we need to look at each other into the eyes to build trust. So technology can be very good before the convention, to know who's coming, to schedule meetings, and after the convention, to distribute information to the people you met, to get feedback and so on. But during the convention, you need to look at each other into the eyes and start building trust.
And some people think that in future there will be less time for the face-to-face conversations, or for example fairs like that. We're all going to be sitting in front of a computer, watching another person live and talking to him. Do you really believe that the internet connection or internet conversations could replace the actual conversation face-to-face?
Yes, they will. And it's a date for this to happen, and it will be in 50,000 years' time. So for the time being, face-to-face conventions still have a long life. Why is that? Because, as I told you,
Ala, sa, sa. Sa, sa.
Thank you very much.
That's a lot from Italian people. They say sa. Yeah. Yeah, so we start from the same question, so we're right on. The question, yeah. No. It wasn't about the blusher. So do you think that in future the face-to-face conversations could be replaced by the technology?
Yes, and the events industry, the face-to-face events industry will die. And that will be, we even have a date for this, it will be in about 50,000 years' time. So we still have a fair bit to go. Why I say that? Because our brain's not adapted for the internet. The deeper parts of the brain that take care of trust, and trust is what nurtures relationship, is not adapted to the internet. We build trust by looking at each other into the face, which is much better than sending 1,000 emails to build trust. In 50,000 years' time, our brain will have adapted, and then we may not need the face-to-face events anymore. But for the time being, we'll still go to face-to-face events. However, internet, very useful. Schedule meetings. Know before the convention who will be attending the convention. Then try to arrange meetings with them. After the convention, send information, send feedback, send follow-ups to the people you met. However, during the convention, meet face-to-face, build trust. Most effective way, look at each other into the eyes.
And about the technology in the meeting industry, do you have like a best technology for 2012? Like your favorite one?
For the meetings industry, it's changed a lot in terms of the organization of the meetings. And the Web 2.0 has changed a lot. However, for the participants, it just helps attending the convention. Building trust doesn't change. Attending the convention, you need to go there. For the organizers of the conventions, what changes a lot? Being able to arrange meetings, one-to-one meetings for your participants, particularly for every attendee. That technology, very useful. 2013 will even grow more.
And how did you start this whole trip with the meeting industry? Was there any particular moment in your life when you decided, okay, let's do that?
I've been attending meetings all of my career. I was in academic research, then I moved into finance in the private industry. And about 2 years ago, I started doing keynotes professionally and talking about the professional connections, the network, because that's what I had been doing during my life, changing countries, changing sectors, changing jobs. And that was always through the connections, through the relationships I had started building at conventions. So I thought I could bring back to the people what I had learned all along. That's what I'm doing now.
And about the IBTM, are you planning to come next year?
Of course, I'll come next year, and I'd love to go to other conventions from IBTM, like the Gulf one or the America one, if the opportunity arises.
And can you say just a few words about why you chose this particular industry?
The events industry, the meetings, the conference, even academic conferences, that's something that I've been doing all my life as an attendee. And I think that's why I thought I could bring back to the organizers how to help their participants build relationships. I think that's a growing industry, still has 50,000 years to go, so we can do a lot in this industry.
And what do you think about the future event experience area? And do you think that in the fairs like that, there should be part that is dedicated to developing the skills or technology and not about only the convention centers, meeting centers?
Yes, of course. I think it's been a very good initiative having the future events experience. And I hope that next year it will be even more central within the exhibition floor, because more people will be able to attend it and get value out of it and get new technologies and new techniques and new skills that they can bring back to their day-to-day life.
Thank you very much for coming. It was really a pleasure having you here. Thank you.